Hey guys, Matt and AJ here
Hey,
to
what's
talk
up?
about a new trailer. Kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it really
The
did. I was like not prepared. Like all weekend, I was on Reddit like, "Hey guys, do you think do you think they're gonna reveal the Ubisoft game? Do you think they're gonna do that?" And then everybody was like, "I guess." Like
was
nobody
that a
seemed to
thing?
care, but I was
I
like
didn't know
getting
that
really
was
excited about it. Yeah,
like
the massive.
I knew the Xbox showcase was coming up, Microsoft showcase, whatever they call it.
Well, I knew the Ubisoft thing was tomorrow, so I thought they were gonna
Oh
reveal
right,
it tomorrow. I was looking really forward to it tomorrow, so they kind of jumped the gun for me, but I'm not
right.
complaining.
Maybe they'll talk more about it tomorrow. Yeah,
Oh,
but
they are. They're showing gameplay tomorrow.
ooh, wow.
You didn't
So
know that? I'm
I did
excited.
not. Matt's breaking the news to me, and maybe to some of you guys as well. But the trailer is out. I've watched it once, halfway out the door prior to mowing my lawn, so I didn't get like a great look. So this will be pretty good to rewatch.
I've
There
watched
were
it like 5 times.
yeah, that's classic Matt.
I've
So
watched it on repeat, but that's okay.
just like we did with the Mandalorian season 3, one of the trailers, Matt and I kind of walked through it. We're gonna do that with this. So let us begin. And I have the sound off just in case we
Yeah,
get any issues. So the protagonist is Kay Vess, kind of a Dr. Aphra looking
yeah.
character, right?
She comes across as very Afra-esque, but she seems to be like a rookie. She seems to be very new. Um, Obviously, I love this shot. This is very
Really
reminiscent
cool.
of Rogue One
Yep.
when Vader's ship comes in and then
I
they
thought that was
crash into it.
interesting. I'm like, why are they're just kind of recreating that?
Yeah, they really did just like recreate it completely.
Boom.
I mean, it's a good tactic. Keep it up, guys.
Stormtroopers look like stormtroopers. They look
Yeah,
good.
they're looking at something.
This was awesome.
Dude, the Pikes.
The freaking Pikes. I love that the Pikes are
eh,
just getting more and more
I
involved. We'll
know.
get to Han in a minute. Where are
I
these
like the
Pikes?
Pikes, but it's so
They're
funny
cool.
that it's like the Pikes are the ones getting all the attention. But
I
it is cool to see more of them in live action.
yeah,
Look at this guy.
definitely. Here we see Han. This is a big deal.
This is a big deal because this could, because look at Jabba. There's Jabba in the middle
Jabba
there.
Glob.
Jabba Glava. Subscribe to our Patreon to see that
Yeah,
gem.
and a lot more, and a
And a
lot more.
lot more coming. So we got
Yeah, so
Jabba, we got the two.
this tells us right away when this takes place. Between
Yes,
Empire and Return of the Jedi. So
but it also offers perhaps a bit of contradiction with the War of the Bounty Hunters comic, because in the last issue, Boba Fett delivers Han to Jabba in his throne room. So unless Jabba's like, I'm gonna go on a parade with this with Han,
is this like a parade?
no, I think it's
Maybe
probably they're probably just gonna
they're walking him
change
to the
it to,
palace.
yeah, he's
I
gonna
mean, they
like
can.
meet Boba Fett like at the Slave One,
Yeah,
and they're gonna walk it back to the palace, and then we can just say that Boba Fett showed up and was like, Jabba, you put a bounty on me and I'm not happy. Pay me now because I delivered Han, that kind
yeah.
of thing. It's probably not too big of a contradiction. I'm not too worried. But
Or another thing, as we saw with Jedi Survivor, these early trailers could just be concepts. With a lot
yeah,
of that stuff was just not actual cutscenes from the game or in the game at all. They
you're
kind of
right.
changed it around, so that could just be what this is as well.
And of course, its setting, Empire Strikes Back, between Empire and Return of the Jedi, is insane because this theoretically could be Jedi Survivor levels of canon, like continuity connections. Like I am losing my mind at the thought that they could
Could
be
also be
tying
very
this in
Shadows
Shadows
of
of
the
the Empire.
Empire esque.
I definitely think they're going for that, and I'll
Yeah.
explain that in a sec.
Okay.
But God, they really could be connecting this to the underworld war that's happening in the comics at this time period. And
I don't.
I'd
I
lose it if they did.
I'd be very surprised if they did go too much into that, but I think there'll be
You,
hints of
but
it.
that's so funny because every time I'm like, I can't believe they made this connection. I can't believe they introduced like the hidden path in Jedi
Well, that was
Survivor,
at
and
least.
you text me like, why? It's obvious.
Well,
Now
that
you're
was at
like, I don't
least.
think they're gonna connect it.
That was at least in like a TV show on the screen. When you
Fair
connect
enough.
something to a comic, it's a bit deeper.
Hey,
So
they connected Survivor to the High Republic, and we haven't seen any of that on screen.
that is true. You got me there.
All right, guys, big deal. Big,
Huge deal.
huge deal. We got a Melito,
Thumbnail
guys.
boy.
We got a Melito. That's huge. Look at him.
Look at the close up.
Look at that guy. Look at his face. It's shiny. He's polished his face for this occasion.
So talk a bit. I know why you're excited, but talk a bit about why you like this species.
So Melitos, Sarcoplank, which was my favorite background character from the sequel era. Oh, well, second favorite, I guess, considering our namesake is a background character from The Force Awakens, but I kind of
right.
But anyway, Sarcoplank was the guy that I latched onto pre-Force Awakens. I got super obsessed with him. I bought like the book Weapon of a Jedi, which features him trying to steal Luke's lightsaber, all that jazz. He's a Melito. He has a face of chitin, which is
a fingernail.
It's the material of your fingernails, your hair, and it's also they look to be inspired more by like insect wings. It's also insect wings and stuff like that. They seem to be kind of inspired by that because Melitos are supposed to be kind of like bugs. But we don't see a lot of them. We saw one in, what was it? Was it Andor? No, we didn't see anybody in Andor. I think it was Mando season 3. There was a Melito in the background, and I like lost my mind there too.
So it's cool. It's cool to see one in a video game.
Yeah, very excited to continue seeing him. Obviously,
they're usually pretty badass as well.
Soliston, which is great. Oh, hey, ho, ho, hey! Look.
Another Cantina.
Another Cantina. We got a Gamorrean, a Rodian, a Twi'lek.
We got Darth Malak on the right in there. I'm just
dude, the double-headed guys whose names I don't forget, but they're from Solo.
Oh yeah,
they appear as well. I love how canon just continues to mix like the new and the old perfectly well.
We see K-Vest here playing Sabacc. So
yep.
I don't know. Once again, I don't know if you'll be able to play Sabacc in the game. But the other day, I was saying to Jamie, I was like, Survivor's great. It's damn near perfect, especially all like the mechanics in the game and the Cantina aspect of it. And I love the little game you can play in that.
Yeah, battle, something
it's
like
cool.
That,
I wish there was a little more to it. You kind of beat it and it's fairly easy and then there's not much to do with it. But I wish you could play Sabacc. Like that would be awesome.
One of these days we'll be able to play Sabacc in a game.
In this, they're playing in the trailer. So
this could very much be like a Red Dead Redemption 2 inspired game.
It's exactly what I was thinking. Just like playing poker or blackjack in Red Dead.
Exactly. I could totally see us
That'd be
like
so much
earning
fun.
some bucks in Sabacc, just like showing up and getting in on a Cantina. I could totally see that. I think that's probably very likely.
Yeah, I don't think they would show it and then not really do anything with it, but you never know.
K-Vest, she's got.
Do we know what this is?
An
axolotl. Okay.
Well, it's an axolotl is a real creature that this seems to be based on.
What is an axolotl?
Got like the head. You've never seen an axolotl?
I don't think so.
Pause
Where do they live?
Now. Google axolotls. They live in like South America, I think.
I was going to say like Australia. Everything lives in Australia.
They're like little guys. They got these like head tendrils. They got flat faces. They got smiles. So this is like an axolotl cat, which is like super cool. We got a Quarren and an Aqualish, and we got some bounty hunters who look pretty cool, pretty generic.
They look very like they look a little Knights of Rennie.
Obviously, they look Knights of Rennie.
Well, when I watched it the first time, I was like, wait, that looks a little bit like Cardo.
Hey, Knights of Ren are active during this time period, but I don't think
that'd be sick.
That would be awesome. I'd lose it.
So very shaky cam action sequence there.
Yep, there we go. We got the two bounty hunters who look very much like the bounty hunters in Survivor. It's the first thing I thought of. She's getting out of there.
I will say, nice pause here.
Yeah, look at him.
Jamie mentioned that
his name's Nyx.
A lot of this stuff kind of looks Force Awakens concept arty. This kind of
that twirl, that like
this little overhang. Junk here, and the speeder bikes, and the K herself looks a little like
Kira.
Yeah, original Rey was called Kira with a K.
Yeah, with a K.
So it's kind of a cool take. Yeah, that looks very Chuck here.
And of course, here we get our first look at one of these planets, which seems to be Savannah, based on like the Savannah. This is obviously a town of some sort. Some people say this might be Canto Bight. I could see that.
Looks a little Canto Bighty, yeah.
And look at this, like the red crystal. That looks like Crate. I mean, again, I don't think it's Crate, but
no,
come on, they're showing a thing that looks like Canto Bight and a thing that looks like Crate.
That is cool though. Cool ship here.
Yeah, interesting square box ship. We got
Jalen.
Jalen Brown. There he is, looking
And
cool, dude.
our this commando battle droid. I
We got
forget
a
the proper name
commando
for them.
droid with a jacket, which is like so
He's gotta
funny.
be he's gonna be very K2-y, I bet. I bet he's gonna talk
Droids
and be
with
funny.
clothes. This fascinates me. Is this the first time we've seen droids with clothes?
Um I don't know.
Even L3 didn't wear clothes,
It reminds me
and
of
she
like
was like a droid. She was like a droid activist.
he reminds me of Detective Valentine
He
from Fallout.
does. Yeah, you're right.
This looks very Shadows of the
This
Empire.
this does. You're right.
There was that speeder chase mission, and
Oh yeah, and I
it looks
wanted
a
to
lot like
mention
this.
K seems really funny because to me, K Vess is literally just like a Dash Rendar version of Dr. Aphra, which I think is like really funny that they're doing like the same thing that Shadows of the Empire did, but like in Outlaws, where they're like taking like Aphra and they're just like making their own version of Aphra. But again, she seems to be kind of like a newbie to all of this, and Aphra's definitely not a
Yeah.
newbie. So
You
that's
can't
different
prove
enough.
you can't prove this isn't just from Jedi Survivor right here.
Dude,
It
as
looks just
soon as
like
I
it.
saw the Rancor, I was like, oh, great, not again. I
Not
hate
again.
that friggin' Rancor.
The drool looks good there.
That does look good. We got some hyperspace action.
All
We're going over.
right.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
This
It is 100%. I'm
looks just like
convinced.
Kijimi
It really
from Rise of
does.
Skywalker.
It
Like that.
really does. And
The
if we get to go to
possibilities.
Kijimi, I would lose it. You know how much I love Kijimi and how much I
Underrated
talk
planet.
about Kijimi.
Underrated planet.
The entire town that we see in The Rise of Skywalker is built on a Jedi Bendu temple, which is just like friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
Babu
Babu lives there.
Just a ton of history. Kijimi is just super cool. R.I.P.
Maybe we can get an early look at the Spice Runners, probably. Obviously, Poe and Zori aren't
Holy
born yet,
crap! I didn't
probably.
even
So
think of that. Well, Zori's mom is an active Spice Runner, and she's definitely around during
true,
this
yeah,
time.
that'd be
So
cool.
I forget her name. That would be
But
awesome, though. If
we got Babu. The architecture there is really cool.
Oh yeah, I love
Very,
the
like,
look of
Japanese
Kijimi,
inspired.
the history, the planet. You know, just in general.
Somebody also, someone had the take that it might be Vandor as well, which
Could
looks kind of
be,
like Kijimi,
but
but it looks
I don't really
that
think
was a little
Vandor doesn't look
smaller.
like that.
Yeah,
Vandor looks different, I think.
a little different. Yeah.
And this, everybody says this looks like Canto Bight.
That's Canto Bight. I've played.
Everybody says this looks. And I mean, come on.
The amount of times I've played that level in Lego Star Wars, that running
that's
around
true.
there.
Like look at the
Canto Bight.
border, look at the platform, look at the fact that you can see the ocean, out in the horizon, or like some kind of flat looking area.
I never
It just
noticed
looks very.
Those platforms look very like just Camino-y. Just there's like one
Camino-y.
there, and then there's a couple more down below too.
I don't think this is Camino.
Well, of course not. But like, it's Casino Camino.
There you go.
They knocked it out and then they rebuilt it. A bunch of casinos.
Well, this guy
has a nice fur coat thing.
Something everybody's complaining about, and I sort of kind of agree. No alien main characters. Seems like the villain is a human, main character is a human.
So far that we know of.
Yeah, true. Well, we're probably going to get plenty of side characters that are aliens, but that's every.
We have a nice Lambda shuttle with some TIE fighters going to a big mushroom.
Is that a mushroom? I think that's a mushroom.
Actually.
That's really cool if they built that into a mushroom.
I was going to say that looks like Mount Tantus a bit, but then it's not.
No, that's not Mount Tantus.
You see how it goes down and there's like a little base below?
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. This looks like it's on the Savannah planet. Looks like it's the same planet as she was riding earlier on the speeder, I would guess.
It does, yeah. So. Which is also where that cantina was.
There you go. Can we go back to the shot, her just in the cockpit for like a split second? As you can see,
the droid.
Our droid is pointing, which probably means he's the navigator. Hey, go over there. And she's like, okay.
All right, sounds good, buddy.
Sounds good.
I wonder if we'll get to fly.
I don't think they're going to show all these flying sequences if they're not going to let you fly.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, we kind of forgot to mention that this game is an open world game.
Yeah, I kind of likened it to Red Dead 2, and I guess that.
True.
Oh, man.
So coming 2024, this was always, this thing was on the back burner on Simmer for like years now.
Oh, my God. Yeah, this thing's been basting.
And I was like, okay, it's coming. People, my friends would ask me that, they're more casual Star Wars fans. Hey, like, what's up with that Ubisoft game? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, you know as much as I do. And then here it
Yeah.
is, smacked us in the face today, which I
I
love. I
oh
love a
man,
surprise trailer. There's nothing better than it.
me
So
too. And we're in heaven right now. We got Jedi Survivor this year. We're getting
yeah,
Outlaws next year. Like these two, like
hopefully
large scale.
delays do happen.
eh,
They're almost
we
like
need to jinx
inevitable
it.
these days.
They're showing gameplay tomorrow. That means it's pretty far along.
Yeah,
This isn't like an Eclipse situation where they show the trailer and then that's probably going
then
to
it's gone.
disappear off the face of the earth.
That's not on the back
Uh,
burner. That's in the trash.
that's
At
in the
this point.
trash or in the pantry. That's
Yeah.
they put it all back.
So
Um,
I don't know. I don't know if we'll talk about gameplay tomorrow. We'll see.
yeah,
See how much they
that'd be
show.
cool.
But I'm pumped for this game. I mean,
I am too.
we talked
I'm
about
very
how
pumped.
we have our Jedi games with Cal, and Star Wars isn't just the Force and Jedi. That's a big bulk of it, but it's cool. It's cool to see like the nitty gritty non
Yeah,
Jedi Sith
there's
part of
two
it. So
sides to Star Wars. There's like the Jedi.
the
There's
good and the
multiple
bad.
sides, but there's two sides of like the worlds that you follow in Star Wars. There's the Jedi world, and then there's like the
The
like
underworld.
criminal underworld. That's
Yeah.
basically it.
Which
Um,
I always think of myself as, and you and Jamie kind of have your things. We always say that, like, you guys have your things. I
yeah,
kind of just am even keel, even Steven with everything. Uh, but a lot of my stories do tend to be, a lot of my favorite stories tend to be the ones that are the underworld ones. Like, I love
yeah,
Solo. I love Shadows of the Empire.
yep,
Um, but I think it's because they're more little more rare. And like when those come up, I'm like, oh, that's really, or like Andor. Andor blew me away.
yeah.
But at
That's
the
true.
same time, I don't love Rogue One like you do, so I don't know. But
Rogue One is kind of funny because that's kind of in the middle. So that's not
it
really
has
an
a
outlaw.
little blend of, yeah, it's a little blend of
It
everything.
has
But
and there's no Jedi in it.
I'm just
Uh,
jazzed for this game.
Dude,
Like,
me too. I cannot even tell you how much. I mean, I just watched the trailer again, probably for the sixth time now. I
I'm at
cannot tell
2,
you
you're at 6.
how excited I am about this game. I'm just totally jazzed about the possibilities. I don't want to obviously get my hopes up, and I have no expectations, but I think it would be really cool if they tied this into the War of the Bounty Hunters. I know you say that's probably not going to be the case,
I
and
mean,
I think
I
it's
don't
a
think it
long
will as
shot
much as
as
you
well.
want. Yeah.
I think it's a long shot, but it would be so cool if there were just some tiny references. Like in Jedi Survivor, we get little bits of, like we learn about the great hyperspace disaster, the emergence that destroys the shattered moon. That's directly taken from the books, but that's such a small thing. Like it's a blink and you miss it reference in the actual game itself, but it's still there.
Yeah.
And I think it could be cool for them to like litter this game with those kinds of references, and because right now the underworld, it's so interesting that they would place this game during this time period because the comics firmly establish that this world, the underworld, I should say, is like in chaos right now. Like everybody's at war with each other, everybody's competing, everybody's fighting. The website says that the underworld is thriving, so I'm very curious as to whether or not, you know, what their definition of thriving is. Are they gonna, or if they're just gonna completely ignore the comics? I don't know. We'll see. I don't
Yeah.
want to get my hopes up either way. No expectations right now. The only expectation I have is that this game is open world because they told us it is. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about that
Which, I mean,
because
that
those are my
I've
favorite kinds of games.
I can't imagine not enjoying a Star Wars open world game. And
Yeah,
it feels very similar to the Jedi games, to the Cal Kestis games. Like, I don't know, does that make sense? Like, I watched
yeah,
this trailer, the
and I get
character
very
seems like similar. It seems
yeah.
like same vibe a bit. I don't know.
No, I
Maybe Cal will
agree.
show up. I'm just kidding. That'd be cool. But
That would be cool, but there's no way. There's
is
no
that
way.
even like allowed?
I mean, it would be allowed.
It's like a crossover event, even though it's in Star Wars.
It's in the
But
same franchise, which is
it'd be
kind of
weird
funny
to
to think about.
see. Yeah, that's weird. But anyways, 2024, hopefully, knock on wood, I would assume like November, October of 2024. But
Yeah, no,
uh,
I think the rumor was March. So
okay.
if
So
it's
this
if
game will come
it's
out in less than a year. I'd be
yeah,
very surprised.
we'll see.
Hey, I hope
I
so.
just noticed she
But
has a tattoo on her wrist. Do you see that?
no,
I wonder what that is. I can't really tell. I don't really.
we'll talk more about that next time.
Yeah, let's see the gameplay tomorrow. I'm excited about that.
All right. See you guys. Let us know below what you guys think of this game. And be sure to like and subscribe for more Marauder content. And we will see you next time.